Just want to say it feels so amazing and so refreshing just to wake up out my sleep naturally and not be jump scared out of it or not have to hear no noise from the kids. Honey, when they playing them games anyway, those the online gaming, they ain't bothering with nobody. But it feels amazing. Um, just not to feel pressure. So woke up. I had some dreams, but it don't matter whether they were scary, disturbing, or what. It was just the way that I woke up. Oh God, I just felt like the atmosphere was just perfect. And of course, look at my camera and look at the neighbor's house. It looks like they're gone, so that adds to perfection for me. Hallelujah. I don't even mean to laugh because it's that serious, but knowing that they're gonna come back at some point in time today or whenever adds to the anxiety and the frustration of it. But anyway, woke up feeling good. Still looking at this other thing from another angle, where the kids got killed out there with their granddad. Uh, who is this? It had my house rattling. Like what the? I just said peace, but then we got that foolishness. But anyway, trees just swaying peacefully, all that. But yeah, just looking at it from another angle, like, or well, as far as again my situation is concerned, my logic was I, as a parent, need to show my child the my reality, and of course her so-called dad, his reality, whatever his reality is, his truth is. That's what my child need to be exposed to. I've been exposed to, I guess, other, better things, and I was exposed to it at least with my own so-called mother and my own so-called dad. I wasn't my grandma and stuff didn't take me out of town and this, that, and the third. My granddad and stuff, he did at one point in time took me to the beach. But I had probably already been with my mom and stuff. And but I was going on a regular basis with what my parent, my direct parents could do, coupled with the step parent or whatever. Even that part right there is kind of it's off. Um, and it's hard for me to talk about that because I don't be wanting to talk myself out of a step parent for my child and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm at the place where it's like, you know what? I don't know if God just have me operating as single for I don't know. I just don't know. I'll just leave it at that. But um yeah, maybe them kids should have been with their parents even for the summer. Of course, it's easy to say be in a different location with a grandparent, but being with their parents still for the summer or doing something else, I don't know. Somebody said that they were God fearing people or they loved the Lord or whatever. I did go glance at their pages and stuff. I just seen a bunch of kids with, well, I ain't seen a bunch of kids, but I seen a child with a gun all the time. Whether it was just practicing, I know he was hunting ducks and stuff, but I don't know what else he was learning with the guns. I was told you live by the gun, you die by the gun. That's just what I was told. I don't know. Um, but it's just another angle to look at it from, and I'm just looking, like I said, at my situation where my daughter, she's been to these places and stuff like that, and it's not you don't want your kids growth to stay stunted or anything like that and not have them experience nothing. But for me, I just want my kids to experience what they're supposed to according to the will of God and that God's timing for them, not nothing early just because you feel like thinking you can go raise my child with your son and It's just stuff like that. It's still weird, of course. Of course, with her pulling up, bringing my daughter here, and it's definitely disorderly, but it's still just weird. It's like almost a perverted type, disgusting type. And my daughter came, she was just like, I'm not coming in. Basically, like, I guess to say I'm not staying and this, that, and the third. I'm going back where, to me, the materials and stuff are. And of course, that household and that stuff got stuff that I don't have to offer to my daughter, and that I'm, even if I had it to do, I'm probably not going to, because for one, I'm not them. For two, I'm not into material things. I'm into building the relationship, because those material things, you cannot take that stuff to the grave. Like now, her, the boy, the not the boy, but my daughter's so-called dad's dad is dead. You can't make a phone call to him to the grave now. Whatever you could do with him was supposed to be built while he was here. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not trying to go too far off the deep end, but maybe I be needing to, because we so wrapped up in these material things. And like a question was posed yesterday, how long could you go without Wi-Fi? Somebody said in the 90s forever, but now only like a couple minutes. And it's like that, I understand the earth is still the same. The trees still growing the same. I don't know if we got digital. I mean, we do got some digital trees, because honestly, somebody offered me to plant a tree or something like that. But these trees that I'm looking at, and this grass, this is still growing naturally out of the ground. Um, so uh, I don't know. I don't know what it is that God has for us, or what He wants us to be focusing on. But I do think it's got something to do with not focusing on these gadgets and these things, and then turn around and be wanting to hurt each other and be violent with one another. They were saying too, with that whole situation, I seen Dog the Bounty Hunter came on there, and he was like, they need to start giving us more information and this, that, and the third. They need to stop withholding information from the public, because they were saying the man who got killed, the Gonzalo Lopez dude, might have been in trouble with the cartel, and so he didn't go to Mexico because the Mexican cartel was looking for him, because he was probably snitching. But then here, of course, he was on the run. He was an escaped inmate, so they're looking for him. So on both ends, you don't got no choice. Um, I don't know. So it's just so much confusion. Just stuff like that leads to so much confusion. And I don't know where drugs originated as far as Mexico and the cartel and all that. I don't know. I don't know where the idea of it came from. Of course, people say white folks, the government introduced it into black communities and stuff like that, but oh God, I don't get it. It's a lot of stuff that either I need to learn, or God should not need to, but God can reveal to me. I had some dream this morning, and it was not it was some craziness going on. Sometimes it reminded me of something hellish, but I didn't feel scared. I didn't feel terrorized or nothing in the dream. Like, I was sleeping so peacefully that it really could have been going on around me for real, or, I ain't gonna say with me, but around me, and I wouldn't have known, baby. I was out. I was looking good, and I was watching it like it was a movie. I remember some stuff, but some stuff about a little girl or two little girls. One little girl, she like blonde hair or something, looked kind of poltergeist type, but she had blonde hair. She was falling down into this. She fell down into this little sinkhole type thing, but it wasn't mud or anything. It was water, I believe. And, and she fell downward. So I don't know what that is. And then there's like three other people that was supposed to get empowered by the same thing. She fell down. It closed up and turned into a stone in the water, and they touched it or whatever, and they reached it. And it was three people that got empowered. It was an older woman who lagged behind, so basically she got empowered the least. She was empowered, but she just was empowered the least, and she basically could easily be caught up to. There was somebody in the middle, and then there was somebody in the front. I don't remember those other two people. I remember going up a steep. It was outside, like one of them old porches or whatever. stone steps, but it was very steep going up, and it led to like a house. And there was some man over there, maybe a white man, was saying, "I want you to be something to me." And I had other dreams, but yeah, I can't remember that stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I can't remember. I can kind of see it still, but I can't, even with seeing it, I can't like what to call it or like remember it well. But anyway, woke up peacefully from that. And that's why I'm in here. I'm going in here to finish putting these greens and stuff on. Of course, I'm gonna eat my fruit today, some fruit today. Put the rest of these greens on. I did them last night. Um, I'm gonna add some more greens to it, to the bottom of the thing. And what else? What else? What else? What else? Of course, I did my turkey meat last night. It was good. It came out good. I didn't want to leave it in there with the rest of my greens because I just didn't want it to overcook because I had already cooked the meat for like 7 or 8 hours. And what else was going on? Yeah, I do feel good. I feel refreshed to get up and do some stuff. It ain't gonna be right this second, but I know I need to get stuff done. Like, it's a dire need. Um, so, I don't know. I just say, Lord, order my steps. People say God is your higher self and stuff like that. Somebody was saying that the other day on something. Yeah, it was Russell Simmons. He was like, yeah, you tapped into your higher self. And I don't know if he said tapped in, but he said, yeah, your higher self and this, that, and third. And I don't know. I look at God as He is a part of me and He can be in me, but He is somebody that's separated from me that I need to bow down to and I need to worship. Like, He can deliberately, I just believe He could deliberately separate Himself completely from us if He, what I'm saying, if He wanted to, or, of course we could be separated from Him. So it's, not it's, but He's somebody that we need to be worshiping and bowing and submitting to. That's just the way I still believe and look at it, and ain't nothing changed in all these years that I've been giving God the glory. Um, he hasn't shown me anything different. That He's my higher self. Because if that's the case, baby, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, I wouldn't be walking around looking like I'm looking. I am going to. It is things that I can improve. I do believe that God brings me there, but I wouldn't be walking around looking like I'm looking. Granted, I don't necessarily want to look like everybody who throws on makeup or put these filters on. Like, I seen somebody with some filters on. They put filters on their kids on there on the internet, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to cake makeup on my face. I like my natural look. I just want to, I don't want to say enhance it, but I just want to improve it as far as I'm concerned. Look a little, I would be looking different, honestly. So, um, just definitely keep working internally as far as health. And like I said, I still ain't came on my cycle, so I don't know what that is. I be having a little pinching type pain every now and then over on that left side. So, and a lady told me before that she couldn't even find my left, I think it was left ovary or something like that, fallopian tube. I don't know. Um, so, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago, but I still kept coming on my cycle. And now, at 35 years old, not coming on my cycle, haven't came on my cycle, and I don't care for it. One thing, I just look back, and I'm just keep it real. I used to have sex with my daughter's so-called dad when I was on my period. I didn't care, and I knew, and honestly, I knew that the Bible talked about, not doing that during that time, or that's what I believed, or whatever. I don't even know if it's a certain scripture, but I think so. And I did it anyway, and because just was was like that. And I know a lot of people do it now or whatever, and everybody's talking about lay that towel down and this, that, and the third, whatever. But I don't know. There's some stuff that, like, somebody said, I'm just taking this phrase like permanently now. I might not regret it, but I wish I didn't do it. Of course, that's like pretty much saying the same thing, but just wish I could go back. Honey, I wish I didn't go back and do nothing with him anyway. But except that my daughter is here. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like I want to say that, should I say. But loving my daughter, miss my daughter again. Hopefully she made it through that school day yesterday. If she tried to message me and I didn't say nothing, it was nothing I could do because I don't have that number anymore already. And it's like, dang. And it's like, I hope that I'm not gonna have to keep my number changed from my daughter and or nothing like that. I just hope and pray that that does not occur. Then my boys, they getting older. I don't know, they so-called dad spoke that, oh, when he get old enough, he's talking about our oldest son first, because I think he was the only one that was born. When he get old enough, he gonna leave you too, and this, that. And I'm like, what? Speaking that over my life and towards my son, but he the one that abandoned pretty much all of us and all of them. Um, then for my younger son, I just feel like my younger son might be prone to following in his brother's footsteps somewhat. He's still different, but he's still, he could be like, what he doing over here? Let me go see, and it could be something that my older son got no business doing, and my younger son might try to, but hopefully my older son don't be doing stuff he got no business. But yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if it's meant for me to not have to be able to not be able to talk to none of my kids and stuff like that. Oh Lord, I hope not, because I just love my children. If I don't, it's like, Lord, if I don't have nobody else, please. I know in the Bible, Job's kids got killed and stuff like that, and had to be, he ended up getting a new family or something like that, or got restored. And I'm like, Lord, how can you restore when he already lost? Like, I don't feel like they can be replaced. I don't want them being replaced. But I just feel a type of way. Lord, honey, I see these cigarette holes in this stuff. My grandma burnt cigarette holes in in the blanket that I still got that was hers or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I don't understand how. I was just saying, I don't like how it feels like my daughter choosing material things and even maybe the people, but I'm not really. I seen a story yesterday that was like, oh no, hell no, ain't no way I'm gonna let jealousy or whatever overtake me, because the lady did just kill her 8-year-old child. She said she suffocated the child. The child died from asphyxiation because the mom put a bag over her head. She tried to get the child to drink bleach and stuff like that. She said because they said she was on PCP drugs, another thing of putting drugs in the community, but she said ultimately it was because the child said she liked the dad better and wanted to stay with her dad and stuff like that. And I kept seeing that theme yesterday. Or, well, I don't know if she wanted to stay with her dad, but she liked her dad better than her, or she loved her dad more. I don't know if the child said it or if the mom just felt that way. I want to know who this dad is, but then I did see another story, a part of a story where this lady said, this is the most offensive question in this, that, and third. Why don't you have a relationship with your mom? Or why don't you talk about your mom? She said her mom died like 2 or 3 years ago. She said, but before that, they just didn't have a relationship. And she said she couldn't remember why or didn't know why, but she said her dad told her after her mom died. She said she don't know why her didn't. That stood out to me, but why her dad chose to tell when the mom died, because the mom can't speak for herself at this point. And that's why I speak now, and I tell my kids as much as I possibly can, because baby, y'all not gonna have me out here looking crazy. If I really wasn't. Like, this is the thing. If I really was crazy, whatever. Like I said, I done some stupid stuff, some questionable things, but my kids don't know it from me. So anyway, she said her dad told her that, you remember when you decided you wanted to come and stay with me when you were 8 or 9 years old, and your mom didn't like that, and basically that she was saying it like her mom didn't like her no more. Baby, I still love my child, and I still like my child. When she showed up, I still like my child. Yes, she has pretty much, for whatever reason, whether it's pressure or whether it's just her true feelings and desires, wanted to stay over there with him and his so-called mom and his so-called girlfriend, honey, through being shot, through the house being shot at, through what else was it? Through getting in fights and stuff over there and stuff like that. She still wanted to stay over there. I don't dislike my child for that reason. Like I love my child. It's just crazy to me. I don't like those some of those decision making, because I feel like I taught her better than that. I taught her according to, the relationship. But um, and my son has spoken that he felt like killing me. I didn't just dislike. I still love and I still like my son. Now I ain't gonna say I'm a little more distant, but I just kind of let him. I'm not finna just like, like what you call it, like overwhelm him and stuff like that. So I'm just letting him gather his thoughts. But at the same time, I don't never want to get farther away from my kids because they feel a certain way that's not leaning more in my direction and stuff like that. Bottom line is, I know that I had children. I had at least my daughter, but I feel like now at this point I had children with somebody that I'm not going to be with. And I did say, as far as my boys and so-called dad, I told them I had children with somebody that I don't see a future with. That didn't mean that a future wasn't possible. That just meant I didn't see it. Then I started to see and feel like and believe and all of that, but we still don't have that, as far as the ideal what I thought. So I had children with people that are gone, somewhat their separate ways, honey. They still be trying to keep tabs on me, trust me. And I don't like that for them because y'all can't even live y'all life because y'all too busy worrying about me, but y'all not worrying about me in a healthy way. Anyway, that's a whole different story. But yeah, I love my children and I still will want to be a part of their life. Now, I do not want to be at every event with their other so-called parent. The so-called parent either knows why or either they forgot. But and it's just for my safety and stuff like that, and for me not to cause a scene and cut the damn food because yeah, it's stuff that I feel like is not resolved between me and my daughter's so-called dad, stuff like that. And he's not seeking to resolve it. So that's my reasoning. But as far as being supportive of my child, I just don't. My main thing is I don't want to run into them at no type of events or nothing like that. And it makes it seem like they're the more supportive, or they're always here, or they're this, that, and the third. And it may seem like, oh, she gave up on her child. No, I'm not giving up on my child. I just continue to give my child to God. God, that's she belongs to Him. They belong to Him as far as I'm concerned. And He could do with them what He pleases. And one thing about it, He told me He got my children. And even though my boys are back with me, he still got my children. But he got my daughter as well when she's, physically separated. So I just trust God. And I think I always say that. Something same or the similar. But anyway, I'm about to get off of here. But yeah, that was crazy, and I feel bad for that mom. But now I want to know who the dad is, what the dad got going on. Because a lot of these moms and stuff be either killing their kids or doing something crazy because the child lives with them. And then the dad, just whatever, get off somewhat scot-free and be able to go on and live their life, go on and get remarried, grow old. And honey, no, I'm not going to start to you. You wonder why some of these people end up getting caught lacking in their old age. I'm just say that. Because they done did some stuff a long time ago and they never repented. They let a natural thing happen and they didn't repent, and sometimes if you do repent, certain things happen naturally where it like detaches you from that and helps you to turn away. But a lot of them still walking around like, yeah, I won because, what I'm saying, this happened. But honey, me personally, I'm doing things different and it might not make sense to a lot of people, but it's within me and I thank God. But hopefully she'll reach out or something like that or whatever the case may be. Um, Hopefully she'll spend some time. But honey, honestly, things are not at this house. Things are not the way that I would want her to really see them. Even though she's lived here, she's seen some stuff. But because she been elsewhere, I just don't want her. You know, part of me feel like I don't want her feeling sorry for me and us. But I also something because that's my daughter. It's like she's a princess, precious. I don't be wanting her to go through that. But you know what? She's not too precious to deal with the reality of things, and I can just be honest about that. So let it be done according to God's will. Because I mean, the last time I wanted her here and in, but it was still she been gone to another place for so long where they do things different, and I was like, I don't know, honey. I don't want to just shock her like that. But she already know. That's the main thing. She already knows. She know how her mama living. She know who I am, how I am, this, that, and the third. So just leave it at that. But anyway, let me go.